Welcome everyone to Mavenlink's November webinar on maximizing team collaboration within Mavenlink. Wanted to take a moment to introduce you to your Mavenlink Academy training team today. My name is Melissa Bonney. I'm the Senior Director of Training and Corporate Account Management here at Mavenlink.
Hello everyone, we are so excited to be presenting today. My name is Laura Fryer. I am a trainer and a Corporate Account Manager here at Mavenlink.
So today we're going to be talking about collaboration tools and collaboration tools that will help make your team more efficient. Now professional services industries are under increasing pressure to acquire, process, and share new information quickly and effectively, and we know that. Collaboration tools can help your team focus, and they can process information quickly, absorb it in a consumable way, and demonstrate in-depth knowledge. This is going to position you and your team as subject matter experts. Now, consuming knowledge quickly and readily is crucial to increasing a business's profitability, and it also sets your team up for success. So in today's webinar, we're going to walk through a few of the collaboration tools that we offer in Mavenlink that can help get your teams out of sifting through a myriad of emails in their inbox and into actively consuming and producing relevant and consumable data more productively.
We do know that you'll have questions throughout the presentation today. I want to encourage you to direct those over to your Ready Talk chat feature. You'll find that on the left-hand side of your window. We are going to collect those and answer as many as we can in the last 10 minutes today. I do want to ask you to limit those to the subject at hand today, being Pandexio, the Chrome extension, our Google Drive integration, as well as advanced post settings. If you do have other questions regarding other features, feature requests, I do want to ask you to direct those over to support@mavenlink.com or use Mavenlink's live chat feature for those. Thank you for your participation today, and let's begin.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Laura. As Laura mentioned, we are challenging the one-size-fits-all approach. We have a variety of collaboration tools to fit your organization's needs. So today we're going to walk through Mavenlink's new integration with Pandexio. This is going to allow your team to focus their attention on what we term the actionable 2% of documents, and we'll talk a little bit about what that means. We're also going to walk through some advanced post settings within Mavenlink that will allow you to keep your conversations private and, again, focused.
In addition to that, we're going to go through our Google Drive integration, so being able to collaborate in real time with that integration. And then we will also go through the Chrome extension, which allows you to turn emails into action, as well as work kind of in Mavenlink, as well as doing other things.
Fantastic. So let's jump right in. I'm going to give you a little background on Pandexio. Pandexio is a company that was founded in March 2012 by Jack Levy and John Burge to address the need to focus a team's attention and discussions, again, on that actionable 2% of a document. So say you had a 15-page document and you really wanted your team to look at page 2 a quarter of the way down. Pandexio is going to allow you to do that by snips, and we'll walk through what a snip is and what that means, but it will enable your team members to share thoughts and processes through these collaborative snips. They can comment, which is going to accelerate productivity and consumption of data and knowledge. Pandexio and the integration with Mavenlink is aiming to change the way teams learn, think, and share. So we're going to walk through how you can activate that for yourself and for your team members. You can do that as an administrator through your account settings. You would just click on account underneath your name. Again, you must be an administrator to activate the Pandexio integration. You can click Documents. It's the last option in your account settings, and you will have an option to enable. Now, I already have enabled my Pandexio integration, which is why you don't see the option here, but you will have an option to enable it from here. Now, once it is enabled, it's enabled for your entire account and for projects moving forward. So as you're working within projects and you're sharing documents, you'll see that they will change into a Pandexio format. And so we'll talk a little bit about what that means. So when you're working within your projects and now you want to share some files, I'm going to grab a file here and I'm going to open that and to share that into this particular project. Now I want this to be a private message between Adam and myself. This is a document that I want Adam to take a look at prior to us sending it over to the client. So I'm going to go ahead and mention him as well, and I'm going to let him know, hey, can you review this prior to sending it to the client. All right, now as a good rule of thumb, it's always important to link any of your posts to a task. The reason for this is because we do have that traveling task feature, so it's going to carry this document through with that task. It's also going to help you streamline your activity feed and really filter to find that message very quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and post this message. You'll see when I post it, it does look like a traditional Mavenlink document attachment. In just a moment, though, it's magically going to change into this Pandexio format. So you can see you have a very nice thumbnail preview of what this document looks like. By clicking on that document, it's actually opening it up for me. This is where I can actually put Pandexio into action. So as I'm reading through this particular document and I want to focus Adam's attention on a specific area, I can actually do that through snips. So a snip is very easy. You just simply draw a line or a box around what you want to focus that person's attention on. You'll notice that there opens up a little box on the right-hand side. I'm going to title this and I'm going to say Update Graph. And I'm actually going to spell it correctly here. So, all right, so I'm going to ask Adam if we have any additional data or if we have updated data. So 2013 and 2014 data. Now, once I go ahead and hit save, you'll see that it leaves comments over here on the right, but it also has a little bookmark. And it's focusing my attention from this bookmark over into this hypersnip over here. So this is kind of like if you're looking at a paper book and you had Post-it notes back in the day. This is a virtual Post-it note that's going to say, hey, you've got some information here to take a look at. Now you'll notice that I can see this snip amongst all of the other data within my document. Well, maybe I just want to focus and eliminate any of those distractions. I can click on Full Snip and then just focus my attention on the comments that people have made here and the specific item that I'm looking at here. If I wanted to, I can always click on See in Source, and so it's going to open, or I can click on this thumbnail view here, and it's going to open up that document again for me. When I'm done annotating my document, I just simply close that link here. You'll notice it says that I have one snip. When I click on that, it's going to bring back to the document and show me that I have a bookmark. So the team knows that they don't have to read the entire 15-page document here. They can actually just go in and take a look at the bookmarked items that I have. So that is working with the actionable 2% of a document, and that's what we refer to. Another item that I wanted to bring your attention to is advanced post settings. Traditional Mavenlink allows you to send public messages to any of the participants within the workspace with you. You can always toggle to turn a message into a private post as a kind of a one-off. But now you also have the opportunity to default your projects to be private. Now, if I'm in an existing project like I am currently, I can click on my Manage Project Settings. I'll just scroll a little bit way down, and then you'll see the project post. I can select Private by default. And don't forget to save so that I can save these changes. Now, when I go back into my project, you'll notice that when I click in that posted section, it is defaulting to private. So this is going to function more like an email now. I choose the people and the recipients that I want to have visibility to this message. Now, if it's just going to be my team that I want to see this message, I can select that consultant group or the provider team. I can also select the group of the clients, or I can select different people specifically. Now, if I am showing that I want to just show my consultants or the people that are in the project right now, what this means is it's going to send a private message that's focused to just those people that are currently in the project. If I add additional team members later, they won't have visibility to this current private message. So that is something to note. You can always change this message if you want to a public message, which then means anybody in that workspace has visibility to see. So as you can see, we can actually enable that and change it for each individual project. As an account administrator, if you want to set that as a precedent for all projects moving forward, you can simply click on Account underneath your name again, or go to your account settings. You will land on the General tab, which is what pulls from the default when anybody creates a project on your account. You'll just scroll down until you see Privacy Mode here, and then you would select Private by default. When I do that, and again, I have to hit save. So when I do that and I select save, when I go to create any new projects, you're going to see that the private message is defaulted there. Now Mavenlink will default to the public messages, so if you choose, you would have to select private.
Perfect. So while we're talking about messages, I want to dive into our Google Drive integration. So a couple of places to enable this. The first is here. So you're seeing my settings here. So I'm in settings, under my user settings, and under Google Apps. I've integrated just Google Drive here. I do have the capability to go in and integrate with calendar, contacts, and tasks, but I've chosen just to enable that Google Drive integration. So this is one place where you could kind of pick and choose which ones you want to integrate with. The other place you would integrate, or you could integrate with Google Drive, is if you are the Google administrator, you can bring Mavenlink into your Google app grab Mavenlink from your Google Apps marketplace, and that would enable it for your entire domain that's on Mavenlink. So essentially your entire account. That is more of an all or none principle, so you get all 4 of these integrations versus being able to go in and pick and choose. So if you just wanted the Drive integration, you would do that here under your settings, user, and Google Apps. Once that is enabled, if I jump into a project, so let's jump into this Animal Society project, and when I go to create a new post, so where Mel was showing you earlier, creating a new post, I have the ability to attach a Google file. So if you haven't enabled Google Drive yet, it will just show here upload files and link to a task. I now have enabled Google Drive, so I have that attached to Google Files. When I click on that, it's going to pull up my Google Drive. I can go in and choose my document. I'm going to choose that copy of assessment. And then just like you can with Google Files, you can kind of choose the permission levels, whether you want people to go in and edit, to comment, to just view. You have the same capability to do that with the document here in Mavenlink. So I can go in and say, I want people to be able to comment, but maybe not edit. I can also bring in more files, so I can go in and add more Google Files if I want to change around the permissions on those as well. Little trash can icon there for you if you need to delete it. Let's just say I'm uploading just that one. Same thing like Mel showed you. You have that private or public, that @ call out if you want to call out one user, link it to a task, and say, check this out, and post it. So that's the Drive integration, another great collaboration tool. This does give you, obviously you can give your team that editing capability with that one document. So little difference there between the uploading files versus Google Files. Google Files, you can give that editing permission. From here, let's jump over to our Chrome extension. So I'm going to actually switch over to not being in Mavenlink. I'm just going to go sign up for the webinar, and I can populate this Chrome extension. For those of you who don't use extensions, what the purpose of these are is to be able to kind of do 2 things at once. Work in Mavenlink with the Mavenlink extension over here and be doing something else, whether it be signing up for the webinar or working in a Google file, whatever you may be doing, you can do them at the same time. To get the Chrome extension, first thing is you need to be working in the browser of Chrome. So you need to use Google Chrome. And then to get this, I'm going to go here in my history. And then I can click on extensions over here to get that extension. So you would go here to get more extensions and enable your Mavenlink extension. So jumping back over here, we'll go through the details of the Mavenlink extension. What it'll show you here are your recent projects. I can search by project name or by my project lead. And then I can go in and click into these projects. So let's go into this Animal Society project. This is my recent activity. So this is actually what I just uploaded, my Google Drive copy of assessment. I've just uploaded that one. So that's what you guys saw me do. Activity here is kind of like a mini activity feed. What you see when you're actually in Mavenlink is kind of a mini mini look at that. So you can go in and see that recent activity, those recent messages all going on right here. You also have the ability to go in and post a message from here. So I can click in there and post a message just like you normally would in Mavenlink. You get that call out, you get your drop down of users that you want to call out. You can bring in a file from your computer, a Google file, you can link it over to a task, as well as send a private message here from the activity feed. So same capabilities that you can do in Mavenlink. Jumping over to our task tracker. So just like you have the task tracker in Mavenlink, in a Mavenlink project workspace, you have one in your Chrome extension as well. Here is what's currently in my task tracker. When you see these triangles here, that means this phase 1 is a parent task, and these are the 3 subtasks. I can go in and change statuses in here as well. So kind of cool if you're working over here in your browser. Let's say one of my tasks was going in and signing up for the Mavenlink webinar. I could go in and change that as, yep, done, completed, without even pulling up Mavenlink. You do have some filters here, so you can choose to see just my tasks or show completed tasks. You also have the capability to add a new task from the Chrome extension. So to do that, I just click in here, add an item. I have the ability to pre-fill with the website. What that's going to do is add this website as a task. Additionally, you can turn emails into a task tracker item. So if I had Gmail up, I could populate add an item. It'll say pre-fill with Gmail. It's going to be actually a red button there. And that would pull in that email to create a task from it. So the subject line would be here. And you could take that email and say, this is a task. I need somebody to do whatever's being asked of me in this email. Same idea with a task start and due date, your assignments. You can go in and assign multiple users to this new task. And then lastly, going in and deciding whether it's a task deliverable or a milestone. Then you just hit submit, and that would communicate in real time over to Mavenlink that you are adding in a new task. Lastly, we'll jump over to the time button. So this allows you to add time just like you would in Mavenlink. You have the ability to use our timer. So again, this is a great option if you are working on something and just need a timer to be running kind of while maybe you're reading over this and want to time how long it takes you to read something or whatever it may be. You can do that kind of hand in hand at the same time. So I could go in here and press start. That timer is going to run, and then I could hit save here. It's going to round up to the highest minute, so this is going up to 1 minute. Putting in your date here, you can change that around. If you have the capability to change your rate, you could do that from here. Mark it as billable or non-billable, throw in your notes like normal, and then just choosing your task like you would with a normal time entry. You also have the capability to go in and manually add. Let's say I just wanted 3 hours in there. I could go in and manually add that if I didn't want to use the timer. Then you just hit submit, and my time entry is now there. Filters here, you can choose to just see your time. If you have access to see other users' time, you'll be able to go in and choose just your time. A couple other things to show you here, just kind of other options. You have this little gear button in the top right. You have the ability to go in and open in mavenlink.com. That's going to just bring you over to Mavenlink, and then your sign out button. Then you have your back button here, which will bring you back to your projects list page. And if I click on the Mavenlink icon right there, that's going to take me to mavenlink.com as well. So that about wraps us up for everything that we've covered today. We now want to open up to you guys. If you have any questions, direct those over to your Ready Talk chat window. Again, I want to ask you to limit those to the topics we've covered today. So limit those to the Pandexio integration, the Chrome extension, the Google Drive integration, as well as those advanced post settings.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Laura. So we do have a couple of questions here. One I wanted to answer directly, it came from Rod. Is there an additional cost to enable Pandexio, and how much? Well, currently, Pandexio is a third-party service that's being made available at no charge on an interim basis. In the future, it may become a paid feature, or it could be built into one of Mavenlink's plans.
Perfect. I'm seeing a question from Mitchell. Mitchell had asked a little earlier, I think it was when Mel was talking, going through posts, and he asked what was the +1. So you saw Mel typing in there, and it gave the thumbs up. And so what happens there is we have some emojis for you to use, kind of a hidden cool feature in Mavenlink. So how she did that was she used the colon, so the 2 dots, and then it gave a drop down of all of the emojis we have, one of those being a thumbs up. So that +1 is what you saw there, and it populated as a thumbs up emoji once she posted that.
So feel free to add personalities to all of your posts from here on out. So we have another question. Actually, it came from Mitchell as well. Just want to be clear where Mavenlink ends and Pandexio begins. So Pandexio is an integration for document collaboration. This also goes to another person's question, Graham, who asked about the relationship between editing on Pandexio versus Google Docs. So Pandexio allows you to collaborate and annotate. It's not an authoring tool. Google Drive information and Google Drive Docs is a live workable document, so you can author directly on there. So that's kind of the difference between Pandexio currently and working within Google Docs.
All right, next question I see is from Rocco. Rocco has asked, is there a way to have a shared directory structure within or with the entire team via Google Drive? Rocco, to address that, so if you are trying to designate that you only want one Google Drive file to be associated with maybe just a part of your team, you can go in and create a private message in Mavenlink. So you could go in and say, I only want, let's say, Claire, Mel, and Bob to see this Google Drive file. Just by creating a private message and then putting that Google Drive file in that private message would then just designate that team to see that file. So that's a way to kind of create that structure of who needs to see it, who can't see it. It's just by creating those private messages.
So we have another question from Josh. Can you turn off Google integration on the project level? So the Google integration is set at either the user settings level, or as Laura showed you, as an administrator, you can set it for all of your folks through the Google admin settings. It cannot be turned off at a project level. You don't have to use it within a project, but it cannot be hidden within a project.
Perfect. Next question is from Amy. Amy's question is, why would you choose to use the Chrome extension rather than just accessing Mavenlink directly? What is the advantage of the Chrome extension? Amy, the advantage of the Chrome extension is having 2 windows up at once. Like you can have 2 tabs open at once, but you still have to flip back and forth. You'd have to go to Mavenlink, see what's there, flip back over to whatever you are doing in your other tab in Chrome. With the Chrome extension, you can have that tab open, like I was showing you, signing up for maybe your webinar, you're signing up, and you can also go in while you're in the Chrome extension and just mark that as complete directly from there. It's more of a quick access tool to do those things in Mavenlink. So, posting or marking a task as complete, adding a new quick task, logging some time. So it allows you to do that in a fashion where you can be working on something else at the same time while keeping Mavenlink kind of on your radar, kind of at the same time.
Thanks, Laura. We do have another question about the ability to upload a document within Pandexio if it's an existing project. The question is, why don't I see the Pandexio document? As we saw the change when I walked through loading a file, it looks like a Mavenlink regular document upload and then change and converts to a Pandexio file. Why don't I see that in my existing projects once I've enabled Pandexio? That's because it is for future projects that you create. It's after the point of enabling Pandexio. Then any projects that you create at that point going forward will then enable that Pandexio transition piece. All
right, another question from Amy. She has asked, is there an additional cost to use the new Google integration? Amy, to address that, I think what you're talking about is we had a Google Docs integration, and then we actually made that one better and allowed it to be a Google Drive integration. So if you were, and it's no additional cost. So how to get that Google Drive integration versus the older Google Docs integration, you're just going to go to your user settings like I showed you at the very beginning when talking about the Google Drive integration. So settings, user, and then Google Apps, and you're going to see a place there to enable that. So no additional cost to answer your question, and to update to Google Drive versus the older Google Docs. You're going to do that in your user settings.
All right, Phil has a question about, can we allow a client to access Pandexio directly but not allow them to access Mavenlink? Pandexio is a third-party company, so you can use Pandexio directly. The Mavenlink integration with Pandexio allows you to centralize all of that in one location so that you can interact with your clients should you choose to bring them into Mavenlink and keep all of that information kind of in-house.
All right. I see a question here, so pardon me if I get your name wrong, but I'm going to say Sui. Question is, when someone is working on a document that you have shared from Google Drive and given them permission to comment or edit, does that carry over to Google Drive? To answer your question, yes, that does carry over there. So that's basically setting that permission level in Google Drive. So it's like basically setting it, like I said, in Google Drive, and that carries over when they go to press on that document, access that document. It is exactly like setting it in your Google Drive settings.
All right, so we have about time for one or two more questions. I do see a question from Joe. Do you have a service that will come to my business and provide hands-on training? Absolutely, Joe. That's what Laura and I do. We're part of the Mavenlink Academy training team, and so you can reach out to us at training@mavenlink.com to purchase any type of training that you're looking for. So we're happy to do that.
All right, and I have one more question here from Dean. Dean has asked, can I use the Chrome extension in Firefox or any other browser? Dean, no, the Chrome extension is only for Chrome. Firefox does not offer the extension idea, so you have to get Chrome on your computer, and then you can access the Chrome extension.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your participation in joining the call today. Please join us for our next webinar in December.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great day.